My name is Valerie Elmer, and I grew up right here in Allendale. I grew up in a Christian home and grew up going to church and learning about God's Word from the time I was born. And my mother taught us about God. My mother and father both taught us about, all of us kids about God. And we read the Bible every evening at the supper table. And so I learned a lot about God just growing up. And I grew up going to Grand Valley Baptist Church when I was younger. And then as we became teenagers, my parents switched over to Robinson Baptist Church, and we went there for quite a few years. I was saved as a 4-year-old. I prayed and asked Jesus into my heart. My mom prayed with me, and she talked to me about how to ask Christ into my heart, and said she knew I was saved from that age because of the change in my attitude and how I acted at home and what I was doing. When I was about 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old, I was baptized and really wanted to learn more about Jesus Christ and wanted to read God's Word. Always had that assurance of salvation. And have been able to do a lot in the church as I've grown up. I've always been connected to the church and always been in church, and just have enjoyed being in church and doing things there. So I met my husband Lane in college, and we went to college together and then got married, and then we were going to church in Grand Rapids, and then we moved over to Robinson Baptist, where we were able to serve there. And then we have 9 children, and 3 of which come here with us. Yeah, so there's a lot of them, even more now that they're marrying. And when Lane and I got married, then we went to Robinson Baptist Church for quite a long time, and then we were at Grand Valley Baptist Church for just a few years, and then came here to Allendale Baptist. The last few years have been more difficult, and the Lord has really been teaching me to trust and to lean on Him, and that He has really worked on pride issues in my life and just worked on teaching me that He is the one in charge and He needs to lead. And that has been in various areas in my life. I want to become a member so that I can be accountable to this local body of believers, and so that I can serve better in the church. Some encouraging verses to me have really been in the last couple of years. Lamentations 3:22 and 23, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." And that has just really encouraged me when I've been through the harder times, and just really kept me close to the Lord. Really appreciate the verse, Psalm 121:2. "My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth." I know that Jesus changes everything, and that He gives me hope for the future, for my family, for things that are happening in my family, and just that I can trust in Him no matter what, and just know that His perfect will be done.